Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Best pod in the world wide web. Best pod in the world. I said you are now listening to the Ether from the Bleachers podcast. It's episode 1, damn it. Episode 1. We made it to episode 1. Round of applause for
Uno,
episode 1.
Uno, Uno.
In the building. Very happy to be here in the building. But as you know, skin color, creative player, here to set the tone. What's up? This how I'm feeling, this how I'm feeling, this how I'm feeling. New York, what's good? Baseball's back, baseball's back. We got football out of here. We got it out of here.
We back.
Shit like a lick line, nigga. Top Florida Gans voice in Gram Sport. Fuck your man thought. Been pulling strings since Jan Sports. Disappear for a minute.
I'm staying in the Bronx. I'm staying in the Bronx. Aldo, what up?
Cook it wouldn't even lock up. I'm tired of it. Proud of luggage, the best to do it. Fist fight with my brother, that shit was therapeutic. I ain't go to virtual show, had a bird to blow. Bronx nigga, take a walk on murderous row. Whether music or fashion, no, I'm a double threat. Low top ears, one wear with the double check. Dice game, triple six like I'm TS. New life shorts, where the GS. PS.
Yes, sir.
Starts to give me neck, so I parked the Beamer. Stupid head, she like Martin G, now I'm cold, nigga. Your baby mother told me you a cheapskate. Came in the face, couldn't see straight. Cheap day. They talking track records, I got crack records. I kill niggas, don't even wanna send back records. I'm fake retired, got the tool again. Syracuse sweatshirts, courtesy of hooligan. Another deal, had to conceal the chrome like a Philly judge. You know I let the mills come home, the Pope.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Oh, man, I had to start out with the Bronx. I had to start out with the Bronx. Shout out to my man Aldo. That was Murderers Row. Shout out to my man Aldo, Spanish Rain. In your phone, album in your phones right now. But welcome to the first ever official tissue episode of Ether from the Bleachers, the New York Yankees pod that brings the smoke. My name is Eddie Knapp, and it is my absolute pleasure to be the host of this brand new Yankees podcast. And so, look, I understand there are a lot of Yankees podcasts out there. It's a lot of talking heads, a lot of people back. They talking. But they don't do it this way. And they don't do it the way we are going to bring it to you every Thursday night between now and the end of the World Series. Hopefully the Yankees are hosting up that trophy. I will be bringing it to you live with my brothers. In fact, so enough about me. Let me tell you about my brothers, though. I got the man, the myth, the legend. My man, so nice. You got to say it twice. Adi, what's good? How are you doing today, my brother?
Looking good, feeling good.
That's a fact.
Bye football. Welcome baseball.
But got football clear the fuck out of here quick too. It was just like boom. Usher finished. Usher got off the roller skates, and then bang, we just pitchers and catchers in Florida. It's beautiful. I love it. It was quick.
Like our homeboy Big Pun said, go that way.
Go that way, huh? Ain't no wins in mi casa. Right now, we are in the middle of pitchers and catchers. So we figured we start the official podcast on the week where the official spring training actually started, right? So we had pitchers and catchers report to Tampa, where the Yankees facility currently is, and so I think everybody has fully reported now between Florida and Arizona. But in true Yankees fashion, I was like, Adi, 2 weeks ago when we were last live, shout out to Juan. Juan is also on the pod, but he is out. He's international right now, so he is unfortunately unable to make this broadcast, but he will be in on all of the future broadcasts. So much love to our brother Juan, who is out jet setting and being an IG thought as we know him to be. So ladies, look for the thirst traps if you follow our man Juan on social medias. But we were talking, we were like, we were in the part of the off season where everybody's in the best shape of their lives. Everybody looks good, right? Aaron Boone sat down with the John Boy Media talking Yanks guys. Oh, Rodon looks good. Everybody looks good. Everybody's in Tampa. So I was like, wow, this is great. I can't wait till we get to spring training, pitchers and catchers. Everybody's raring to go. And then what do you know? Not even 2 minutes in, Adi, to the opening press conference, we get this.
Brian in the center.
Yeah, Scott Efros, obviously, missing last year with Tommy John. He had a back surgery in December, early December. Something that creeped up on him kind of in the fall that he kind of tried to work through as he was finishing off his Tommy John rehab. So he had that procedure, so that set that back a little bit. He's begun his throwing program, I think, last week. But it's a little convoluted because you're finishing off Tommy John, and now you throw the back into the mix. So it'll be a slow ramp up, but he probably won't be available to us till the summer.
Is that it?
They said, excuse me. They said, is that it?
Jose Trevino had a calf strain a couple weeks ago in his training, so he's probably won't be available in the first couple weeks of games in spring. But he's doing well. He's already running. He's doing his full catching drills and responding really well. So he'll just be a little slowed.
So not even 2 minutes in to the introductory press conference, Aaron Boone dropping a couple of injury bombs on the fan base. So I'll throw it to you, Adi. Efros, Trevino, day one at camp. We've got a couple of significant injuries to report. How does that make you feel?
It's like, yo, here we go again, right? And I mean, especially with the Efros part, yo, we've been talking about adding to the bullpen. We've been talking about what we're gonna do back there. Hey, maybe we didn't get the big fish in the starting pitcher, so we need to rev up the bullpen. Counting on this dude. You knew in December about this injury, and you were just expecting him to be all right day one? Come on, man. I mean, this is where Aaron Boone kills me and the Yankees kill me, right? They make it seem like everything is good. I was one of those fans last week that was like, yo, people are getting reckless. They're scared. We the Yankees. We got this. Day one, bang. Right there. A shot, bro.
Yeah.
Two important injuries. And even with the Trevino, like, yo, how you did not know this before he walked into the door? You just told us you knew this 2 weeks ago.
Right, that part, the Trevino one is one, but the Efros thing is just like, how, first of all, how you get hurt while you already hurt? That shit don't even make sense to me. Like, he's rehabbing from the Tommy John, and then he gets the back surgery. Like, that's like you get fired on your day off. Like, you get caught cheating by your main when you with your main. Like, you're not even out cheating. Like you get caught like while you standing right next to your man. Like, it don't make any sense to me how this is consistently happening. And it's like the Yankees seem to have a proclivity to sign and target guys who are injury prone, right? I mean, Rodon came in, he was hurt off the rip. We traded for Bader, he was hurt. Montas, he was hurt. Like, what the? So I have to question what is going on.
When Kenley came in too, was hurt.
Exactly. But and then Adi, you said, hey, I thought we knew he was hurt, right? Because when I put it in the group chat, we were like, oh fuck, Efros. We knew he had the Tommy John. And so we knew that maybe he wasn't going to be available April. Maybe you squeeze him in May. Nobody knew. The Yankees are acting like they knew. I don't even think they knew because they didn't hint about it. Boone just had a media outing a couple of weeks ago. He had a couple of media outings.
He
didn't say, Mom, everything was good. Everybody looks good. Best shape of their lives. And then you come here and off rip. Guy had back surgery in December, and they're making a corresponding move today? Like, what? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And why is this happening to the Yankees consistently?
Yeah, and off the rip, I know and one of the first times we spoke, we talked about this. Like, yo, how is it that our medical staff consistently gets things wrong, consistently has issue with dudes. And then when we release dudes go out there and are showing greatness. So, I mean, what kind of medicine are they giving these dudes? What's the routine
Oh,
and where's the change? It's my thing.
right. It's like I don't know if it's drugs that they taking or drugs that they need to be taken. But look, I mean, Garrett Cole had a really interesting quote, in the Atlantic today, where he said, certainly there were this quote. This is verbatim. This is I'm lifting it directly from the article here. Garrett Cole. Certainly there were injuries that were outside the normal realm of injuries that impacted us. With that said, we get injured too much as a group. We need to improve. And so, it sounds like he's putting the onus on the players, but I wonder if a little bit of that is, hey, we need to stop targeting motherfuckers that we know are hurt or have a proclivity to get hurt, right? Like, I mean, there's got to be some shared blame here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Cole, that's when it becomes scary, right? When you got your ace, your big dog, taking, you know, hey, letting it know that he got this, he knows this, and he's putting you on notice. Light right now, but it's not a good look, man. It
Right.
just
And
it's just
and
sad.
and,
To
and
this is how
so
we start.
I'm so glad that you bring that up. Is he's putting you on notice, right? And so, you know, I thought that was really interesting from Cole that he was that vocal on something that injuries. Guys really don't like to get that vocal on injuries, right? Like anybody can get injured. Guys are really careful about calling out other players for perhaps not fighting through injuries or not training well enough, right? So guys are usually very careful about that. So for Cole, again, to say, with that said, we get injured too much as a group. We need to improve. That means that somebody somewhere is not doing, is not doing what they need to do. And here's the thing: Garrett Cole is taking notice, and he's letting you know that he knows. Now, why is that important, Adi? Why is that important? Well, we've been talking about a lot of, I'll put up a cluster here, and we'll come back. We'll come back to it, right? And so we've been talking about our key, clicks for success for the Yankees, right? And so I've got here the walk year Yankees: Juan Soto, Gleyber Torres, Alex Verdugo. But there's a name that's not on that list that could very well be on that list, and that is Garrett Cole. I did not realize this until a couple of days ago, but Garrett Cole's got an opt-out coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett Cole can hit the free agent market at the end of this season. I don't want anybody to panic. I'm not trying to sound off any alarms, but with Garrett Cole being as open and honest about what he is seeing and what needs to change and what he doesn't like you said, he's putting dudes on notice. And it's like, why is he putting dudes on notice? Well, hey, I'm kind of in a walk year here too. And so the way we evaluate everybody here, I'm now evaluating what's going on here and factoring that into my decision about whether I, Garrett Cole, want to exercise my opt-out and hit the free agent market next year. Did you remember that, Adi? The fact that he had an opt-out, or did that catch you off
No,
guard? Off me off guard.
it caught me off guard when you broke it to us, right, in our little chat. And it just, I'm not one to panic. I'm not one to want to panic. But I think when you got a dude like Garrett Cole, who received the bag, who at first was getting a lot of hate going his way, right? That he couldn't produce, that we wasted this
Sticky
money on
tack,
him.
all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, all that joint comes around, wins the Cy Young on his own, right? He put the team on his back too.
Back.
Like, this was an ugly, ugly year for the Yankees. I mean, last year was an ugly, ugly year for the Yankees, and he still did his thing. And another thing that people don't really like to talk about when they do talk about Cole is he's been reliable. He ain't been hurt. He's showing up. He's putting up the innings,
Facts.
right? And now that you say that, right, that he's letting them know that he knows not to panic, but he let the Astro knows that he knows when they didn't take him out that bullpen that game. So he's the
Yeah,
type of dude that he's looking out for himself because he's saying,
facts.
"Yo, if I'm gonna put myself out there and be that dude, I we need to be on the same page." And again, I'm not scared. I'm not trying to panic, but these are the facts. And I think when Garrett Cole starts talking the way he subtly just did, and I think last year we saw getting a little more vocal, being a little more vocal about things. I hope there's a response from the Yankees, and I think I hope it sounds some alarm in the front office.
No, I agree, and it should sound an alarm in the front office. I hope they are paying attention. And he goes even deeper in this article on the Athletic, and he says, from a personal standpoint, it's a focus of mine to be able to get out there for as many games as possible. There's always little areas where you can be improving, and I feel like that's been an added focus, especially with some of the conversations that I've had around here. That's been an area of attention for a lot of our players. So he is fed up with the bullshit. And I think a little bit of that was directed at Mr. Carlos Rodon. I think a little bit of that was directed at Carlos Rodon, who, to my understanding, showed up to camp last year a bit on the hefty side. So that I think is kind of Cole being a leader, saying, hey, big dog, if I'm out here putting in the work, I need everybody to kind of follow suit here. And if you guys don't ship up, I could go ahead and I guarantee you
Ship out.
there's a bag. There's a bag for me. There's another bag for me. Especially if he goes out there and puts together back-to-back Cy Young awards, where, why can't he go out there and win another Cy Young award this year, right? Or at least finish top 3, top 5 in the Cy Young voting. He could go out there and hit free agent market at 34 years old and get a nice little bag, get a nice little 4 or 5 year contract. I think he could absolutely do that. So the Yankees need to really watch out with Cole, and how that, this is something that if Juan was here, he would be worried about, is how that may affect the Soto negotiations. Because, in our conversations, right, Juan is always like, I don't want the Yankees to have to focus on having to sign another big player when Soto's up, because Soto's going to command so much attention and so much bandwidth that you can't focus on another top tier dude when you're chasing a Juan Soto. Well, if Garrett Cole is now, on the free agent market as well, hold on to, it's gonna, now look, that's next year. That's an ether from the bleachers, episode 150 maybe. But I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I thought those comments were interesting from Cole, and the fact of the matter is, Yankees got a lot of walk-ear dudes, man. Yankees got a lot of walk-ear dudes.
I mean, this year is we got to do it this year. It's now. It's now.
It is absolutely now. I think, Cashman kind of has been alluding to that. Cashman's been alluding to that for sure. And we're going to get to some quotes from Cashman here. But it is not all gloom and doom. It is not all gloom and doom. Obviously, when you come in and you don't even get 2 minutes into your opening press conference before he stops dropping, injury bombs, that gets a bit annoying. So we had to start negative. But I did want to take it back to a conversation that we were having. I'm going to put this up here on the screen. I hope everybody can see that. And please make sure you give us a like, follow, comment, subscribe, and a share. Don't make that rare. We love to see you here. We appreciate you. Whether you catch us live or in passing, we love to tap in. Thank you very much. But once again, take a look here. This is the offseason that the Yankees had. And there's been a lot of chatter. How would you grade the Yankees off season? So, Adi, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask you to take your red pen out, and I'm going to ask you to give us a grade A through F on the off season, assuming this is, this is the package and there's not another big move on the horizon. as we know, there are still plenty of free agents free agenting.
I
So what
know
do you think?
last
What,
week,
give us a grade.
so I'm gonna just start off saying like last week that was a big conversation, right? What's our grade going into, pitches and catches everywhere? I felt like last week there was a panic, there was a scare about like, yo, did we do enough? And personally, for me, I think it's an A minus, right? We got Soto. Let's be real. Just off of that strength alone, the need
Just
was addressed, right? The need of us
offer.
needing a lefty, power, a presence in that lineup was addressed. And you got to give your hats off for that trade. Was a big move trade. I think that Cashman kind of started the offseason right in that sense, right, with the Soto deal. But then if you keep looking down the line, it's hits. We keep hitting, and yeah, we missed on some guys that just because we couldn't fleece other teams, that's not our fault, right? They wanted the bag, and then giving up peanuts for somebody. There's not much we can do, and I don't get upset with those kind of things or deals. But like, yo, Alex Verdugo, that's come on, man, a lefty coming into bat, and I think that he's gonna have a big year again. A guy that's on his walk year, so you will assume he's gonna produce.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only shown us that he's a dog, that he wants to go out there, he wants that fight. So I think, and that second pick up there, that was great. And when you look at the pitching that we received, yeah, we don't have Yamamoto, but there was nothing else the Yankees could have done, and I'm okay with that. The Yankees, Matt had a better contract offer to him. He wanted to play with Ohtani. He wanted to go to the Dodgers. I'm cool with that. The Yankees pull all the stunts. I mean, the Yankees cannot give him the Empire State Building, or they can't give him freaking Alicia Keys. So the Yankees gave him everything they could, and he didn't want it. So I ain't losing sleep over homeboy. He's sore for not choosing New York. I mean, I think somebody who obviously wasn't a fan favorite prior to this to signing with us is now slowly becoming it, and that's Strowman, right? I think
That's a fact.
it's something to say about dudes that want to play New York and that are hype. I don't know if we're going to touch on his press conference, yesterday. He says he's just talking about it, he has goosebumps. He wants to be here. He's getting on this, real, like, what was that you called it? Like the Dark LeBron,
Yeah, he's getting
was it?
he's about to get on his dark mode on his what is it playoff LeBron whenever the playoffs start he goes into dark mode and he shuts off all social media and it's just tunnel vision until the goal is accomplished and that's kind of where he's at. And so I'm gonna pause you right here, Adi, because I've
Yeah.
got the Strowman clip of him. And first and foremost, shout out to Marcus Strowman pulling up with the 1998 World Series championship hat. I've got that hat in the crib, by the way. That is the OG. Everything this guy does is touching the heartstrings for the Yankee fans, man. Like he's everything he says, everything he does, he is just hitting the right notes. I love it. And so here's my man Marcus Strowman with the fucking 1998 World Series fitted on, no do-rag, but that's a hard cap to come on. Let's go.
This was a situation I didn't think I'd be in at all. You know what I mean? But it's a situation that has excited me more than anybody knows. When Cashman calls and says he wants you to play for the Yankees, that's like, it gives you chills. When Aaron Judge calls you and tells you he wants you to play for the Yankees, it gives you chills. When everyone reaches out and tells you that they want you to be a part of this organization, you know what I mean? That puts me, I'm getting chills right now. Like, I can't wait to go out there. Yeah, I really can't wait. It's hard for me to put into words, but I know I'm probably going to be slated third in the rotation, and that would line me up for the home opener against the Toronto Blue Jays. So I just love moments like that, and I feel like I'm the one to be in big moments like that, and I can't wait to feel the energy of the crowd.
So the fact that he's so hyped up that he knows what his slot in the rotation is going to potentially be and where that lines him up in respects to where and when his first start is. And he is keenly aware of home opener, Marcus Stroman in the pinstripes, what that means. I think, look, I know we start on the
against
road
Toronto.
against Toronto, who Toronto's been chirping, right? And so, look, I think Stroman, is hitting every single right note possible. And so I don't see a world where where there are many Yankee fans that are still harboring any negative feelings. Like, I mean, I think
Oh, that's
after the
gone.
first
That's
week,
gone.
I think after the first week of the signing, everybody pretty much got over it. If you blocked, you blocked. You get you get how you fit in. There's plenty of Yankee social media pages that are retweeting what he posts. You're gonna see what he posts. It's cool. I'm blocked. I see everything he posts. It's cool. It's cool.
Yo,
So I'm happy
just
about
to
that.
add on to that, just to add on, right? Like you could obviously tell this dude did his homework from his drip, from
Yes,
who he
facts.
mentioned, right? He said Cashman. Wasn't it him and Cashman had that little back and
I
forth?
had a little
And then
beef. That's right. Peace
right
out,
afterwards, who he named the captain, right? Yo, when the captain
Cat.
calls you, when
That's my
Judge
man.
calls you,
That's my man.
which
He
what
hit me
that
on the
means?
jack.
He had my number. He had my number, right?
He hit me on the jack. Well, I'm gonna tell the captain no. I can't tell the captain no. That's my man. I
And I
love
think
it. I love it.
we're so used to players showing that they have like the perfect PR unit and like they know how to dance around questions and say like, hey, I'm just out here, I'm trying to do my best, I'm gonna go out there wherever they need me. No, he's like, yo, I'm likely slotted number 3. That means I'm probably gonna pitch
Shit.
the opener at the stadium.
Huh?
It's gonna be against the Blue Jays. Vladdy, come
Huh?
see me. Like homework. And he almost even had like a little Cat Williams in him, bro, right? Like he's pure with it. He's like, I'm gonna
Yes.
speak the truth, and that's
Very
what it
nice.
is.
I like that. Yeah, very.
So
He's just very free. Like, just
yeah,
it's not like this. He's not forcing anything. It's just he seems very. I'll say he seems comfortable. Seems comfortable.
yes, and that's why going back to the grade, I say a A minus, right? Because we didn't hit on the big fish
Right.
starting pitcher, but we hit on somebody that wanted to be here. And I think throughout New York sports, that's been an issue this last decade or two, right? Of people wanting to come to New York. And I think when we give those that want to be here that chance, I mean, we seen some good ones, bro. Shout out to the Knicks right now. Brunson said he wanted to play here,
Man,
right?
I was just about to say that, and you see the
Bing
way
bong.
this city will embrace you if you come here, you want to come here, and then you show up and show out. And so I think Stroman is in a phenomenal position to do just that. And he doesn't have to do anything that he's never done before. If he just pitches to the way he's pitched his entire career, we're gonna love him. And
Yeah.
I have the feeling that you're gonna get the best Marcus Stroman you've ever seen on a baseball field. I have that feeling that this year you're gonna see the best Marcus Stroman. But having said all of that, I do have to disagree with my brother Adi slightly on the grade. And so, I oscillate back and forth, right, between the two grades, right. And I think ultimately I am an optimist, and so I will, look at it with the hat with my Yankee colored glasses, and so I won't give the other grade that I'm oscillating between back and forth with, and I'll go with a solid B minus for the offseason. I'm oscillating back and forth between a C plus and a B minus, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't like the moves that the Yankees have made. I love the moves the Yankees have made, right? Juan Soto. I mean, we have been having wet dreams about Juan Soto and the Soto shuffle in the Bronx since trade deadline of last year, right? Like, Juan Soto has been the guy that we've wanted. He's been our white. Can we call him a white whale? He's been our Dominican whale. He has been the guy that we have viewed as, hey, this is our this is the savior. This is the elixir for what has been plaguing the Yankee offense. Lefty, high on base guy, has fun. He's young, athletic. This is everything that we need, right? So kudos. I mean, that move right there, that's an A+ move. A+ move. 1,000%, right? My issue is that I feel like the Yankees coming off an 82-80 season had quite a few holes that we needed to fill. And so yes, we filled the most glaring one, the lefty one, the left field one, the outfield one, right? Like we filled the most glaring ones. But even when we talk about this team and we talk about, hey, what do the Yankees need to do to be successful, right? I put together, the clicks for success and all of, the 5 clicks that I feel like need to come together for the Yankees to be successful, right? And a lot of them are, some of the new guys that came in, Soto, Verdugo, right? But when you look at the list, right? You look at the walk-in Yankees, the comeback kings here on the screen. If you're following us on YouTube, Facebook, or X, right? The proven guys: Rodon, Stroman, Stanton, and then even the baby bombers in Volpe and Wells. There are a lot of question marks with the New York Yankees. There are a lot of question marks, right? And so, for a team that was 82-80 last year, that the owner said, hey, this cannot happen again. We're going to do a complete audit of all of our operational analyses and decision making, and we are going to be all in. I felt like they were aggressive this offseason, but they weren't all in, right? And I'll tell you why. You astutely mentioned, hey, they made the push for Yamamoto. Yamamoto wanted to go to the Dodgers. Hey, you know what? You can say we all believe Yamamoto wanted to go to the Dodgers, but the fact of the matter is Yamamoto gave the Yankees a chance to match. Yankees declined. When you roll in, you match. That's it. You match, right? Say what you want about the fact that the fact that we have not been able to get another top tier starter. Stroman is great, but for me, if Stroman is the only guy we get to plug into our rotation, it's a missed opportunity with the guys that are still available, the guys that were available, and the guys we think can be or have been available via the trade market, right? So we want to say, hey, the Orioles made a deal. They gave up significantly less than the Yankees were willing to give up because we don't want to part with Spencer Jones. Cool. I like Spencer Jones as much as the next guy, but I'm done with the prospect hugging. If we are all in, you make the move, you get a Dylan Cease, you get a Jesus, and look, the Orioles are now back in the market for another starter. The trade market is going to heat up again. If you think you're going to fleece a team, you're not. So the Yankees have to determine whether or not they want to pay a Yankee tax. We have not want to pay the Yankee tax, and that's fine. But you can't tell me that you're all in. And so because they're not all in, and because even with all of the moves that I have here on the screen, whoops, so let me put up the additions, right? The moves, and I'm happy with a lot of these moves. We still have a lot of question marks on the team. There are still a lot of this needs to go right for the Yankees to make the playoffs, even not even be a contender, to just make the playoffs. We have to bank on a lot of things going our way, and I feel like there's just a missed opportunity there. I feel a hell of a lot better if they got one more guy for the rotation. So I'm at a B minus, C plus, B minus. I'm leaning B minus. My man Vosky in the comments, he is saying it's a C, but he's a Met fan, so what does he know? But so you got A minus, I got B. You got what? A minus, I got B minus. And so there we go on the off season. So, but I think we both agree we're better today than we were on the last day of the season last year. And so that is a winning offseason.
And that's how I feel, man. I think just one last point, right?
Yep.
When you look at the bullpen, they're trying to really get a new one going. I think still we need a little bit more power back there. And yes, the starting rotation needs that help, and I think you'll feel more confident. But last year, the pitching wasn't all that crazy, right? The pitching held us down. It was the hitting. So I think, a little more power in the bullpen, maybe.
Agreed.
will do us justice to at least get to the trade deadline. Because
I
Cashman's
agree.
job ain't done until the end of the trade deadline. For me,
Agreed. 1,000%. I agree with that. I think they're going to be hoping to tinker, and you know what? Hopefully, they know something we don't know, and one of these young kids might be ready to come in and step up. You look at a Luis Hill, right? Like maybe he's ready to come and step up, give you a couple of really good,
that
clutch
was my
starts.
sleeper.
That was your
Just putting
sleeper,
it out
right?
there. That was my
So
sleeper.
that and I love the kid. I think he's got some great stuff. So they've got some depth. I would just feel, for me, to give the Yankees a
Of course.
grade of an A- or an A+, I just needed just one more addition just to feel comfortable in the starting rotation. And really, and that's just for me to take a little bit of pressure off Carlos Rodon, because right now I feel like we are, you know, we are putting a lot of our hopes and dreams and aspirations on Carlos Rodon. And I was happy he got rid of the mustache, because you can't suck and look stupid. You got to pick one. You got to pick one, right? Like we tolerate Nestor with the stupid mustache because he was pitching great. You got to pick one. So I'm glad he got rid of the fucking stupid mustache, because he looked nuts.
I mean, he looks fitter. So hopefully
You do, yeah, you do.
Cole's words didn't land on deaf ears. And listen, man, I like the fact that Cole is speaking up, because it sounds like he's trying to get that stable under control. And it looks like with Strowman, he has someone to be like, yeah, okay, top dog, I got you. So for me, the rotation is is good to start. It's better than last year. And I think, again, all I'm hoping for Rodon is like, yo, can you see a fifth inning, bro? Like, the bar is low. The bar is real low with Rendon, for me at least.
Super
Oh, this is Cole.
low.
My man's right here.
Super low, super low. And so we were talking about the Yankees and the additions that we've made, and obviously Cole has been watching the additions that have come in. Again, we've spoken about, hey, Cole, he's in his little walk year. So here is Cole on one of the major additions the New York Yankees have made.
Yeah, just a magnificent hitter, really.
By the way, he's talking about Juan Soto. If that wasn't clear by the magnificent hitter part.
Best feel for the strike zone that I've ever come across.
Didn't Soto take Cole deep in the World Series back in the day when he was a baby? I feel like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, right? Yeah.
So he knows him.
Yeah, he know.
Man, he's
Yo, yo.
he can.
What I did? Are we back? Are we
Yeah,
back
it
online? Are
kind
we
of
back
froze.
live?
Yeah,
We
we
back
back.
live. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hold
1
on,
2.
let me get it together, y'all. Let me get it together. I don't know what happened. Here's Cole talking about Soto. I'm gonna bring it back.
Really.
It looks like the clip.
Best
Ladies and
come
gentlemen.
across.
One second. Oh.
Yeah, it ain't working.
Man, is he going to be tough to deal with?
Episode 1, technical difficulties. It is going to jump on back.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. That was the Illuminati, um, and they, uh, they were not feeling what Cole had to say. Apparently, I apologize. I don't know what happened there, but I will get this back together again, and so we thank everybody for giving us uh, some grace here in the comments because we know that folks certainly understand um, when things can go awry, even when you plan well. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to try and get this back up. I'm not even on the Wi-Fi, y'all. I don't even think that was the Wi-Fi. I think that was the web browser crashing, by the way. So, ain't that a bitch? All right, put back up my graphics here. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to go ahead and reshare my screen because Garrett Cole was speaking about Juan Soto, and those are two of our favorite people. And so we are going to go back and we're going to bring it back. And here is Garrett Cole, Juan Soto. Let's bring this back and let's try to get this right. And we're going to finish out strong.
Yeah, just a magnificent hitter, really. Best feel for the strike zone that I've ever come across. Man, is he going to be tough to deal with? He's just a combination of like creative player statistics and attributes at the plate. So, and having faced him and not really had not really had a ton of success, to be quite honest. Very thankful that I don't have to pitch against him, and very thankful that he's on our side and excited to see what he can bring.
Yes, I mean, you could tell he's got a tremendous amount of respect for Juan Soto, and he seems extremely hyped. And I was right. Soto did take him deep in the World Series, and he alluded to, hey, I'm glad I don't have to face this dude anymore.
Yeah, man. I like to see when, Cole's being talkative, when he's showing us who he is. He's a little weird, yes, but that's our ace. And that's our Cy Young winner. And when he's given that that sign of approval to Juan Soto, can only be good things in that clubhouse. And I think the clubhouse has to be strong for all this to work. Like you said, there's a lot of question marks, but if we can see that there is a vibe, that there is, that group feeling, I think good things are gonna happen.
Well, look, and real recognize real. So, here you've got an ace saying, hey, this dude is the real dude, and I cannot wait to watch him. I've got one more video that I did want to bring up here. Here's Brian Cashman. This will kind of close out our view on the offseason. But Brian Cashman talking about what he expects to be different, particularly offensively with the squad he's put together here.
How would you describe this offense and what it could be?
Could be really good. I mean, obviously we typically have one of the better offensive teams in the game, and last year obviously was hopefully a blip in the road on that. So we'd like to return to what we usually are, which is a very strong, powerful, run-producing team.
How would you describe this offense and what it
So there you have it. He is fully expecting the team to return to kind of a squad that can score in excess of close in on 1,000 runs. So what do we think? I mean, he started the off season obviously telling people to SMD, right? We were joking about it on our first pilot episode here. Kind of the braggadocious nature of Brian Cashman that we've never really seen before. Here, he's been a bit more reserved, but I think he's kind of speaking to what we expect this offense to be now that the biggest holes have been plugged and there's now a balance of lefties kind of restoring order to the Yankee lineup. What do you make out about Cashman's comments there?
Yeah, I think he's happy, right? And I think rightfully so. I think he definitely upgraded in the offense side of things. We got power there. We got Showtime. You know what I mean with Judge there. That I think we're all confident with the offense at this moment, right? Right now. And your point is, are we done? Right? Because
That's the
it's not
question.
just offense. What's up with our defense and the pitching? So, I mean, I think he. I don't think he's lying to us. Like sometimes I feel like he a liar, like Boone. But this was an easy one, right? I think he did well, and props to you for the Zoto, for Verdugo, and getting those guys in here.
I like that. All right. So I saw a question come across the timeline. I wanted to pose it to my ether from the Bleachers brothers. Honestly, I wish Juan was here because Juan is out of the three of us, Juan is the big the big better. He's the big over under big gambling guy. So he would have gotten a kick out of this question. So maybe we'll ask him again. We'll ask it again when he's on, and maybe we'll see if we can get him to put some bread down on this and have some fun. But over under combined home runs for Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. The line is at 90.5 home runs combined between the two. Now, keep in mind, Aaron Judge obviously has, what folks would say, injury concerns. And as our man Bobby Cox likes to point out in the chat, Juan Soto has never hit 35 home runs in a season in his career. So, with that in mind, over under 90.5 combined home runs for Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Adi, go.
All the way up, baby. Over. Soto's gonna hit line drives that are gonna turn into home runs. Bobby Cox got to start watching.
Listen. I'm going over too. I'm going over, and I'm career high home runs for Juan Soto this year.
Boom, boom, boom.
And I'm going double nickel minimum for Aaron Judge. I'm going double nickels minimum, 55 for the big fella, center field, the captain. So I got 55 off rip. And then I'm telling you, Juan Soto gonna have a career high in home runs. I'm taking the over, Bob. I'm taking the over. When Juan comes here, he's the better. So we'll see if he wants to put any bread down on it. But I've got Juan Soto. I've got Juan Soto and Aaron Judge combined for over 90.5 home runs. Adi and I both do. All right, we're about to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of more things. There was a quote. There was a quote here. You know what? Actually, I'll read it from because we were talking a little bit about Soto and the Yankees. So hold on. I think Cashman actually just had a quote that folks are trying to make a big deal out of. So shout out to Brian Hoke on Twitter. Obviously follows the Yankees, writes for MLB.com. Regarding Juan Soto, he tweets, Brian Cashman said that, quote, the odds are that this is a one-year situation before Soto will become a free agent. Quote, I don't see too many things stopping him from reaching free agency, end quote. And so a lot of people are sharing this, retweeting this, jumping off of a cliff. Oh my God, he's saying it's a one-year rental. Baka. What do you think about what Cashman is actually saying here?
I said earlier, sometimes I feel like Cashman be lying, but he's telling the truth. Those are the facts.
It's a fact.
Morris has come out and said it. We knew this before we even traded for him, before anybody else traded for him. We knew that. So, I mean, come on, man. Some people be getting wild with old news.
And it's it's the way that it reads, right? And because we're in this, social media short attention span era where it goes, quote, the odds are this is a 1 year situation, end quote. That leads people to believe the low IQ. I just retweet. I'm looking for cloud. I'm jumping in Yankees Twitter. Oh, see, I told you Soto's leaving. Look, see, even Cashman said it's a 1 year thing. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that the player that we have now is under contract for a year. So that is what he means by the 1 year situation. He is not commenting one way or another on what the Yankees' involvement will be in Juan Soto's free agency process. So this idea that this quote means that Soto's a goner at the end of the year is a joke. But we know how the internet goes. We know how the people, and especially Yankees Twitter. Shout out to everybody on Yankees Twitter. Follow me on Eddie Baseball. But we know that people like to take these type of quotes and run with it. So everybody slow down, calm down. We know he's gonna go to free agency. We know that. Everybody is well aware of that. That quote says absolutely nothing about what the Yankees' intentions are with regards to Juan Soto and pursuing him in the offseason. And I think you and I, Adi, are in lockstep that, they're going to give him the bag. They're going to give him the keys, whatever it is he wants, he's going to get.
And I think a lot of it, the Yankees are counting on that this year they're going to take care of business, that's going to help with the deal of luring him in from free agency. It's simple
and the
math,
early
bro.
returns, right? And the early returns are in. He's been vocal about the fact that he loves being a Yankee. You can see it. I saw on Twitter. It was you, Adi, or somebody posted it in the group chat that he was actually addressing the Yankees DR Academy last week. So so here he is now talking to the young players from the Dominican Republic that are in the Yankee organization, kind of offering his services as a mentor and giving them some words of wisdom. So I mean, all of that doesn't speak to somebody who is here to be one and done. So that quote is much ado about nothing. All right. Last Cashman situation here. Brian Cashman says that the Yankees have not had any extension talks with Gleyber Torres, who, as we know, is entering his final year before becoming an unrestricted free agent. So this is one of the guys that we've spoken about. Walk year Yankees. What do we think about the fact that Cashman has said, yeah, we're not we have not engaged in any sort of extension talks, and that just is what it is.
I mean, here I think this is where Cashman is being a GM, letting you know that Gleyber's on the table if anybody wants to come asking for it, and kind of telling Gleyber, yo, prove it, prove that you that dude, right? So I mean, it didn't work out with him with Judge. I don't know if he's trying to get him hype again, right? Let's see what happens. But I mean, like you said, one of the clicks for success is Gleyber, and one of the bright spots of last year was Gleyber. So with Gleyber not having to carry the load that he did, you can only assume that he's going to be right. And Gleyber's going to Gleyber. I think Gleyber's going to Gleyber. He's going to pretend like he's not seen on the base pass, but overall, he's going to be a plus for us.
And I feel like the bromance that is budding between Soto and Gleyber is something that I really want to watch out for, because I think he is going to really rub off paws on Gleyber, particularly around pitch selection, attacking the strike zone, that type of deal where, Gleyber, he's been streaky and he's been the guy that when he gets hot, he's hot, but his cold is really cold. And so I think maybe the mentorship of a Juan Soto maybe helps him a bit with some pitch selection. Maybe you see a bit more on base walks from Gleyber. which kind of transforms his overall game. So I'm really interested in that. I don't make much of it. I think the Yankees, for the most part, don't extend. Right? I mean, the Yankees just don't extend their free
Yeah.
agents, and like you said, they roll the dice. Sometimes they lose out in the fact that, hey, they still keep their guy, but they got to pay through the nose because he went and had a crazy year. That happened with Judge. Maybe Cashman's like, hey, what's the odds that happens? Back to back. Two times in a
Lightning
row.
striking
What's the
twice.
odds?
Yeah.
Lightning strikes twice. Well, you know what? I mean, we saw Shohei Ohtani do it last year after Judge did it the year before,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see Soto do it this year. So I think I think Lightning is striking all over the fucking place. And if I were the Yankees, I would be entertaining extension talks with Glaber. Glaber has been vocal about the fact that he'd be open to entertaining extension talks. So I think from that standpoint, I think it's a missed opportunity because you may be able to get him on a somewhat team-friendly deal. But I'm with it. I like the carrot of a walk here, and I think for a guy like Glaber, I think that is going to be really something really positive for him. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, and I think now Glaber is no longer like one of the babies, right? Glaber's
Right.
been
He's a
around the
whole veteran
block.
out here.
Yeah, he's a vet, and in that
Whole
infield
veteran
too,
out
right? You got the baby
here.
shortstop over there. Still,
Yep.
you got a vet there, man, who
Yep.
who I think has shown, and I know through the offseason he's been very vocal. I
Yep.
know Cabrera's been with him. Peraza, the freaking mini robot, is doing things with him. So, hey, it's looking good for him. And
And
I was
I
always a
agree.
Babe fan, so
Agreed.
I want to see him do well. He's only
And
27.
he's still very young, and I think I think you bring up a really good point. The fact that he is taking on a leadership role some of the
Yeah.
younger guys is super impressive. And so yeah, I think everything about Glaber is shaping up for hopefully a career year for him in his walk year. And so as much as I talk about, hey, the Yankees got a lot of question marks, I feel like a lot of the question marks, there's some incentive for them to reach their upside potential. And so I'm fairly confident, and that's why ultimately I went with that B minus instead of the C plus, because I think even though there's question marks, I think the overall vibe I'm getting from the squad is that a lot of those question marks are gonna lean in the direction of having productive years rather than seeing what we saw last year. So, all right. Last thing I have here on the list: Yankees talking with recently retired Corey Kluber about joining the organization in an advisory position. You give a shit about that? I gotta be honest, I don't. Do you care about that?
I don't. I mean, he lives in Tampa. Like, dude, just got to walk up to this. Cool. You want to go in there? I respect him as a pitcher. I mean, he did his thing in Cleveland, just never really came back. But yeah,
Hey,
people,
thank you for the
everybody
no
comes
hitter.
around. Yeah, thank you for the no hitter. Everybody comes to the Yankees, like to the spring trainings and do their thing. So yeah, hey, more power to you.
I like it. I'm not mad at it. But it's funny. I saw the initial tweet and it said Yankees are in talk with 2-time Cy Young Award. I was like, oh, it's happening. Snell is happening. And then it's like, oh, it's fucking Corey Kluber
Advisor.
advisory role, which is like, all right, it's cool. I like that. But I mean, hey, if you need an advisory role, you got Big CC right there. Just pick up the phone, Big
Yeah.
CC. That's the guy. And I'm sure he's involved in some way, shape, or form there. But all right, man. I think that is everything I had to get off my chest. I don't know
Yeah,
if you have
man.
anything else you want to get off your soul here as we get ready to wrap up episode 1 of Ether from the Bleachers.
Boom, boom, boom. No, man, I think, again, we started off a little bit on the, oh my God, what's going to happen? Whoa, these injuries. But I feel good, man. I feel good as a Yankee fan. I think we've improved from last year, and we're getting vibes and feeling from players like, Soto, obviously, Verdugo, who's a dog, Stroman, who's like, yo, I want to be here. I'm going to call him Brunson, right? He's that little Brunson. And
Yeah, yo.
And
That's a
then
good comp actually, right there. Like that type,
and I
because
think,
he gonna get that type of love if he pitches good.
oh hell yeah,
He's
and
gonna
he
get that
wants to
Brunson
do
love.
again. I think the fact that you can see that he's doing his homework, you can see that he's putting the effort in it. The fact that he's saying like, "Yo, don't call me. You're gonna have missed calls. I'm focused right now,
Love that.
bro. I'm at
I
work."
love that.
How can you not? How can you not love that, right?
He said,
So,
"I'm focused, man." Hold on,
and like you said,
let me
we're
put
just
that up. Let me put that up. Hold on. There we go.
yeah, right
Listen,
there.
locked in for the season. I'm ring chasing with the squad. Hold on, this gunshots. Ring chasing with the squad, huh? It's no time for nonsense. Side of family, friends, and acquaintances. Listen, don't DM me. I'm turning this off. I'm not arguing with nobody on Twitter. If you block, you block, but I ain't tweeting anyway, huh? I'm busy. Love you
See
though.
you.
Talk to you around Thanksgiving, huh? Man, look, hey,
So
listen, Marcus Jones. I like that. I think you could go to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade as a world champ, and then you can start, getting back in tune with the family, friends, and acquaintances. I like that, Marcus Jones. I like it a lot.
yeah, so you know what I mean. That's positive vibes, bro. It's only been day two, the end of day two. So yeah, man, let's keep it
I
going.
love it.
Good times
I
rolling.
like it. Love it. All right. So we will be back next week with another episode of Ether from the Bleachers. Hopefully, Juan will be back. We'll get his take. And maybe we will finally have the Trevor Bauer discussion. I know this is something that we've been talking about. I've teased it a couple of times on the pod. But we're up here
We're
at
teasing it
an
again.
hour. So we're gonna tease it again next week. If he has not been signed, Trevor Bauer. We will have a conversation about Trevor Bauer, what his situation is, why he hasn't been signed, and whether or not we think the Yankees should take a flyer on, a former Cy Young Award winner who would only cost you the league veterans minimum. So we'll talk about Trevor Bauer, and that I have a feeling we'll fight a little bit about it, but that is all good. Happy to do it and happy to be here. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Ether from the Bleachers. So for my man Adi, for Juan, who is jet setting internationally, being an IG thought, I am Eddie Knapp signing off. And we'll see you next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace. See you next week.